What's up, guys? How you guys doing? More coffee, more coffee. Yeah. No, apologies in advance. I'm a bit sick at the moment. I'm not all here, so I'm trying my best not to like sneeze or cough into the mic. Obviously, I'll edit that shit out, but yeah, that's pretty much what's happening at the moment. So, yeah. So one of my favorite things to do is I actually like going to museums, right? I like checking out weird art, art exhibits, other cool shit, and I like more of the abstract, I guess, current crap going on. Stuff that somewhat makes sense. Not just scribble art bullshit, but anyways, near where I live, there's an environment called Santa Ana, and there's a museum called the Bowers Museum. Now, I went with a group of friends, from people I met through Meetup, and we created that into our own personal, Meetup for friends to go hang out and stuff like that. And they were having an art exhibit, and this exhibit had to do with the evolution of Asian art, right? Now, obviously, anime was involved, but it focused on all kinds of Asian art, which was pretty cool, right? Korean, Chinese, Indian, Japanese, of course, and whatever else in between, right? But primarily, I saw those four: Indian, China, South Korea, North Korea, and Japan. Now, when we first got there, they told us there was like a tour going on, right? So we decided, well, we could just wait and let the tour go up ahead because our group is pretty social. So we didn't want to interrupt the tour or something like that. So we actually went to go and check out like the museum at first, before the exhibit. Like the stuff they already have on display. So we just walked around, checked out some certain things. They had some cool stuff, they did have like a section. The first section that we checked out was mainly like the history of like Santa Ana, right? Mainly like the original natives and stuff like that. Like the original people that that bought property and developed the land or whatever the fuck here in Santa Ana, so on and so forth, right? And then there's more sections where like they talk about like obviously the Catholic religion, Spaniards showing up and how they basically created their churches and all that shit, and like the people starting the families here and all that shit. Now I'm the type that when I go to these types of events, I don't really like to read the fucking descriptions underneath the pictures. I don't care. My idea of museums is basically I want to go and see some weird art. I'm not too into. If I want to see history lessons, I'll read a book. But yeah, I'll read some of it, but I'm not too into it. But I mean, yeah, they had some cool exhibits. The people that like I said, that bought property, developed buildings here, started constructing roads or whatever. They also had like an exhibit of like the Native Americans here, right? Certain tribes, their baskets, their tools and all that shit. So yeah, it was interesting to check all the stuff out, little by little. That was like the first 20 minutes of us getting there, right? Once we're done all that shit, then we decided to go to the exhibit. And the funny thing is that once we entered the exhibit, the person that was giving the tour guide previous to us came up to us and asked us if we wanted a tour, right? Because she just finished her tour, and we're like, all right. So yeah, sure enough, this individual gave us a tour, basically, the art exhibit. Now she admitted that she's not familiar too much with the Asian art or say like manga, nothing like that, but they give her like a booklet of what is there to be displayed, so she gave information about what's being displayed, kind of thing, rather than her giving her opinions of art, manga, this and that. Most of us there, that we all are familiar with Japanese anime and manga, so we know that much, right? But the cool thing about this tour guide is that she got more into like the dark political side of like the Asian art, right? So obviously you have like the what we got familiar with, the anime and the manga and all the good stuff, right? But she was showing us the comic books that say like the Chinese government would use to like spread their propaganda, right? Similar to like North Korea as well, right? How they just basically created like comics to help spread their propaganda, right? And then like she showed the comparisons of like North and South Korea's comics and this and that. It got pretty deep in the sense of like during the war, some people they'll like make notes of what they dealt with during say the Chinese Revolution, right? And then after the Chinese Revolution, they actually made a comic basically showing what happened during that time, right? And in order to get that published, there was one comic where I think a Cambodian farmer, he got basically enslaved onto a fishing boat, and he got stuck on a damn boat for 2 years working as a slave on a boat. And he basically made a comic strip of showing what his experience was working on the boat. And if they had to take a shed, they basically have to hang off the edge of the boat to take a crap, because you can't shed in the damn boat, right? So that's what he had to do, I guess. There was one interesting one where a family had an emotional loss of a child, but because of China's one-child policy, they could not get another type of thing. They probably changed that rule now, from my understanding, but You know, when that comic was made, you had a one-child policy. If you have one kid and that kid dies, you cannot get another one type of thing. That's crazy. From my understanding, you could get a second child, but like the government won't support that child, you know, like school or medicine or stuff like that. I think that's how it works there. You know, like she talked about other forms of comics. She showed like this like one like a wooden like fold-out thing from like an Indian sideshow kind of guy. You know how like people walk around town and like do shows with magic or little puppets. They kind of did the same thing but with like a comic book, right? They had like a fold out little like a wooden display thing, and like a guy would tell a story of like, I don't know, maybe a demon or some shit, you know, just to like do a little sideshow for tips or whatever. Yeah, I guess that was a cool thing about a tour guide. If we were just to walk around and like check out the art, we wouldn't really like think too much about like the overall history of like the art itself, right? But with this tour guide, she really went deep into like the sentimental side of like the art, right? You know, the Asian country at the time, right? Well, like whatever, you know, travesty that we're going through at the moment. More towards the end of like the tour guide, we actually reached more towards like a part where like they were showing like Japanese pop culture, right? You know, I went into like more current state of manga and like how they draw this and that, like the process of it, how they do shadows, which is kind of neat, stuff like that. Before the end of the tour, like we stopped right at the adult section where like the tour guide did not enter with us, but she's all like, there's an adult section right here. I need to warn you guys, there's homosexuality, there's lesbian, there's all kinds of weird perverse stuff. She kind of went on for a while describing all kinds of nasty shit. Our tour guide was like an older like woman, so you know, maybe she was shocked to see the shit herself, that she wasn't familiar with this kind of art. So yeah, of course we had to go in there and check out the shit. I might blur some stuff out here, I really don't know. I don't want to get my shit banned or flagged or anything like that, so I might blur some stuff out. But if you guys are familiar with anime shit, then I'm very sure you guys are familiar with what's possible with the shit they're able to come up with, right? So that was a nice way to end the tour. You know, it went from like darkness and grim and, you know, kinds of war and slavery down to fucking hentai shit and like watching like strong males fuck each other fucking manga. Yeah, interesting way to end the tour. Yeah, but after like the hentai section, fucking they had some other cool stuff on display, you know, some weird art, and like they had a robot where you're able to like get in a T pose and you can like dance around and stuff like that. It's like motion capturing kind of thing. That was fun. And then of course the fucking the gift shop. There's some cool stuff there. So Hana's birthday is coming up, you know, pause kid, and like she likes to draw, you know. I guess like a lot of kids, they like to draw, but she likes to draw a lot. So I found this book that they were selling at the gift store. 365 Days of Kawaii. She's gonna be 5. Everybody was telling me that like this book might be a little too advanced for her. I'm like, yeah, probably, but whatever. I mean, she can pick and choose what she wants to draw, and I think like it's pretty cool. That's like a little like cartoon characters that shows you step by step how to draw. That's like less complicated stuff. That's kind of cool. See like a hammer. You can do a Q hammer or a wrench. It's a pretty good book. Shows you how to draw perspective and shit. So I don't know. I guess since she likes to draw, you know, I got this for her for a birthday gift to support her creativity side. It's actually a good book. It even shows you how to draw a cute little bell pepper. All happy. I mean, it's pretty neat. So yeah, I figured this would be a good book for her to start learning how to draw faces or whatever, you know. She is an artist. Her art has been getting better, so yep, I got her this. So yeah, just browsed around like the little gift shop section, you know. I got a few things. My other friends also got a few things. So after like the Asian exhibit, there was actually another section of the museum that we didn't know about. And I don't know, by this time I think I was pretty tired of fucking like walking around with my backpack and my camera. So I mainly just took a lot of pictures, right? They had like a more like a tribal type of like art display, you know, like voodoo mask and like boats or you know, weapons made out of teeth and stuff like that. So it was like, you know, a lot of tribes, you know, islands from like say like Southeast Asia, whatever, you know, like Indonesia, you know, New Guinea, say islands off like New Zealand. You know, those little like tiny like tribes that exist in those islands, right? Off like, you know, out in the middle of the ocean, right? So they had like a lot of cool displays there. And then like they had another one for Asia, you know, China itself, you know, some cool like artwork and whatever. Like I said, I was pretty tired by then. Also, we were all hungry, so after like checking out all that shit quickly, we had some Korean barbecue, which was a lot of fun. I usually don't eat Korean barbecue, but when you go with a group of people, it's a lot of fun. Just, you know, just chill there, eat, you know, bullshit and have fun. It's interactive. It's a lot of fun. It's probably the only time I do eat like that, you know, Korean barbecue. I got a lot of food. Had a food coma after that. But anyways, it was a good day. A lot of good day. So yeah, all these group of people I've met, I made friends with now are people I met off like Meetup, the app. You know, I bring that up a lot. You know, so yeah, if you guys are interested in like trying to find new people or like-minded people to hang out with, you know, give the app a try. You can create your own group and then like you know, go from there and find like-minded people. That's fun. It's a lot of fun. You come across some weirdos, that's for fucking sure. It becomes easy to get rid of them because there's more good people than there are weirdos, that's for sure. But anyways, that was my day. It was fun. The Battery Museum of Santa Ana and the Asian art exhibit. There was a lot of cool shit there. It was fun. A lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out with me for a bit. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.